Alright, so welcome to a bit of a channel update. I actually had to redo this because, sadly, the sounds of nature could be heard in the background because I had my window open, and quite frankly, I didn't want to do that to you guys. Additionally, this is going to be emerging of a channel update, but also a J.A. Showcasing. Now, I do know that it's not the beginning of the next month when I normally do this, but honestly, there's a good bit of info that needs to be said. So let's begin. Alright, so a few days ago, you saw the end of both Dark Souls and Hearthstone. Dark Souls ended because it's not really my kind of game to do videos on, and Hearthstone ended because, honestly, I got bored of it. I really did get bored of it. So, those are done with, they are over, blah blah blah. Now, onto the actual bit, which is the reason why this is called the new and the old. Stuff is going to be returning. And allow me to explain why. You see, Sir, you are being hunted, and Kenshi are the two that I'm talking about. They're the other two on the thumbnail. So let's start with Sir, you are being hunted. So, the series ended, well, it went on hiatus anyway, in January. Because the series focused around the biomes. The last biome was added a while ago, so it's going to return. It's had a good amount of updates, honestly. So I want to come back to it, and I want to get it done and over with. It's not that I don't like the game, but there's a lot of stuff that has been done. There's new weapons, there's new fixes here and there. There is new enemies. For example, there is one called the Landowner, which I haven't ever experienced. There is the Rider, which apparently is basically a guy riding a horse, essentially. So it's actually very, very interesting. So, I honestly think that it's going to be a very, very good update. And it's going to be a nice change to the series. Then, the next one, okay, was Kenshi. Now, the art on the thumbnail is done by someone named Preacher on Steam, and there will be a link in the description to his stuff so you guys can see it. It's honestly very, very nice stuff, and I cannot wait to show you guys his stuff. Because he does do some nice stuff, honestly. So with that said, we now go into the next problem of, well, why it's coming back. Honestly, I said Kenshi was ending because I did not, because it had an update, and the update kind of screwed me over, essentially, and I made you guys pick, and that wasn't fun for you guys, I'm pretty damn sure, because I think a lot of you guys really enjoyed it, and it's true, it was very popular with you guys. A lot of them just were excessively popular. I think the lowest one had maybe 80-ish views. It's probably even more than that by now, but that's giving you a bit of a clue as to how much it was enjoyed. So, I am going to come back with it. Now, with that said, I'm going to be heading on to some stuff that's going to be coming up first, essentially. The first one is Pixel Piracy, which is going to get a few videos and it's done. The reason is because it takes a long time, and I don't want to focus on the game. It's a very grindy game to me, honestly, and it's something for me to do when there's cousins around or family that just want to see me dick about in it when they're here. And the other one is Fight the Dragon, which is going to get a series until another thing comes up. And by another thing coming up, I mean anything. Okay, and I seriously do mean anything, okay? Because there's a lot of stuff that I want to do, and Fight the Dragon is honestly a very good game to do videos on, in my honest opinion. But, for right now, it's just going to have videos, and when there's something else, it's just sort of going to fade out. But it's going to come back in, essentially, when stuff doesn't come up. So it's just going to be that backup plan. So, that's that. Now, I stated at the beginning of this whole little talky bit that this was a merge of a channel update, but also a J.A. Showcasing, because the game you are seeing in the background, or have been seeing for the past 5 minutes or so, is called Infectonator Survivors, which I am going to be doing this on. So, let's begin with that. Anyway, if you don't want to see that, I'm perfectly fine with it, and you can end it here and go on with your daily lives. So, see you guys later. Peace out and bye. Alright, so welcome to the J.A. Showcasing a bit of Infectonator Survivors, and the reason why it's not getting its own little video is because Infectonator Survivors is very simple to explain. There's not a lot in it right now, so it's very short and sweet. So, what is it? Basically, it is a strategy tower defense game. You control 1 to 4 survivors when you do these standard missions, as you guys have been seeing in the video, who basically will act as your towers. Controls are very simple. You use the mouse to move and do actions such as searching, building, having them selected. You do 1, 2, 3, and 4 to select a specific survivor. So, for example, Survivor 3 is selected with 3, Survivor 1 is selected with 1, so on and so forth. You can also just click on their portraits with the mouse, but honestly, I don't think that is as helpful as just using 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then there are 2 other ones. R to reload if you have a ranged weapon. Ranged weapons have unlimited ammo in the game from what I've played. So anything seen in this has unlimited ammo. And then I believe it's A to toggle full screen. It hasn't worked for me, probably due to the fact that I can't read very well because I'm a dumb, by which I didn't really focus on it. Now, there are a few other little bits and bobs. Not 2, but a few other bits and bobs. The first are stats, when it comes to either characters or weapons. And then you have other bits. So, characters. Characters have 6 stats. Vital, speed, search, build, aim, and melee. Vital is health. Speed is, I'm guessing, movement speed. It probably is, though I don't know. Search is how fast the character searches. Build is how fast they build. Turrets, mind you. Aim is, I'm guessing, ranged weapon accuracy, because there is no actual just standard accuracy to the weapons. So that's what I'm guessing it is. Plus aim tends to mean accuracy anyway. And then melee is, I'm guessing, accuracy for the melee weapons. I don't understand why that is. Maybe you're just going to do repeated downward swings and they're just dodging left and right. Possibly. I have no idea how that works. But that is the simplicity of that. Then there are the weapon stats, which are damage, fire rate, range, reload, and ammo. So damage is the damage per hit. For example, 10 times 1, such as on the... I'm trying to remember, mind you. I think the MP5, that is essentially 10 damage per shot. So that is that. Then you have the fire rate, which is the fire rate, mind you, which is the shots for ranged weapons, or swings for melee weapons, per second. Then you have range, which is the distance away enemies can be hit. If it's, say, a range of 3, then you can hit an enemy 3 blocks away. If it's 1.5, that's 1.5 blocks away, and you are sort of that base. So melee weapons tend to have a range of, say, 1.5. is as a good example. Reload is how long it takes in seconds to reload. That's what I'm guessing anyway. Melee do not have one. Why would you reload a melee weapon? I don't understand that. And ammo would be clip size for the guns. Melee weapons do not have one. With that said, there are also items that can be collected. The first one is coins. Coins are used in the purchasing of items at stores. They are required to build turrets. I honestly don't know why that is. Probably to add a level of difficulty when it comes to it. I don't actually know. But they are used for a lot of stuff. And then you have stuff that is far more important or during the levels. The first one are glowing spots, and they come in 2 varieties. Turrets or searchable locations. Turrets cost 250 coins at a base. There is probably a way to lower that, I don't know. And they basically act as a defense. Now, the speed of which you build it is based upon your build, is based upon the character's build speed. So characters with a slow build speed are going to build slower. High build speed builds faster, that sort of thing. I don't tend to use those, really don't. Then there are the search spots, which are just other glowing spots, and from those you can get coins, supplies, or mortars. Now, supplies, I'm guessing they're needed to have the characters essentially for you, and it's basically goes as so. One supply is consumed per character in your group per day. So that means 4 characters means you lose 4 supplies a day. It is probably recommended. I don't actually know because I haven't gotten to the point where I need to really just I haven't actually checked or tested it for myself. So with that said, let's move on to the mortars. I've never used them. It's probably a board wipe. So you can either keep them or just sell them. And I actually don't know if you can get mortars from search spots. It's a possibility, but it's a possibility all the time, all the same. Now, with that said, you saw some little other bits and bobs. If you take damage, it can be... If a character takes damage, mind you, it can get healed by going on to the next day. And if they have full health, then it'll tell you. I do think there is a leveling system in this, though I don't know. There's research, which I actually haven't gotten into. There's a lot of little bits and bobs in there. And the reason why this J.A.S Showcasing is merged with the channel update is because I honestly did not want to have so little time of actually talking to you guys, and then the rest of the video is just either cut off or no commentary whatsoever. So I thought, for the good blunt of this, it would get a J.A.S Showcasing. I will do an official one later down the line, but for right now, it's just going to be this. Now, with that said, hope you guys enjoyed the rest of this, okay, which is going to have no commentary from me. Going to be a bit louder so you guys will be able to actually hear it. And with all that said and done, I will see you guys later. Peace out, and bye.